Get ready for an unforgettable journey to the Smoky Mountains. In today's video, we're exploring Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, home to the Tennessee Bible Museum and the Truth Traveler virtual reality experience. From breathtaking mountain views to powerful moments of faith and history, we're taking you along for the adventure. Let the journey begin.
Hello, travelers. I'm Mary. I created this channel so that you could join us as we travel across America, exploring destinations, landmarks, and stories that speak truth to the soul. Whether you're planning a road trip, looking for family-friendly travel tips, or simply seeking inspiration, this channel is for you because we are purposefully traveling through history, faith, and the heart of America. Let the journey begin.
In this video, we'll explore the museum and its gift shop. From its founding to its incredible growth, it's one of the most unique Christian museums in America. We'll see highlights of their rare and historical collections, including the C.H. Spurgeon Collection, authentic ancient scroll, and a fully restored original European printing press.
Hi, I'm Gene Albert. My wife and I own the Tennessee Bible Museum. We've been open 4 years. July will be our 4th anniversary. We've had 50,000 plus visitors. Not everybody takes the tour. We have a large gift shop that's 3,000 or 4,000 square feet of nothing but rare Bibles for sale, new Bibles, old books, old Christian books. So a lot of preachers come in and look through the old books, and book hounds do. So this is the entrance to the museum. We have 7 rooms to go through. 7 rooms. First room's the Hebrew Greek room, and you know why we started there, Hebrew and Old Testament. Well, we're standing here in front of the Gutenberg room, the printing room, and this is a half-scale press, 1/2 the size of a Gutenberg press. The normal one would have been about 8 foot tall. It looks similar to this. This was built about 25 years ago, and really the press changed the world.
Yes,
that's what started the Renaissance. That's what started the Reformation. It helped get the word out. And what the old printers, what did they call their presses? They called them instruments of the Lord. 1455, Gutenberg printed his book, his Bible, the first Bible ever printed on a press in Mainz, Germany. Mainz, Germany is where the Gutenberg Museum's at. Now there's only 49 Gutenbergs left in the world. This is just a facsimile of one that's in Poland. This is on goat skin. It's a 2-volume set. The Gutenberg is a 2-volume set, large folio like that. This is the missionary room, and this map, we started up with this map almost 3 years ago now. Every missionary that came into the Bible Museum we'd ask the missionaries to put their little pins on the map. We're in the pastor's corner here at the Tennessee Bible Museum. Of course, Spurgeon was one of the great preachers. He was called the Prince of Preachers. He was a Metropolitan Tabernacle in London in the 1850s. He filled it up 3 times a week with 6,000 people every time. This is the preacher's corner. They come here, look at the commentaries, the Bible books and library, all kinds of library books, reference books for this preacher and the Christian. And the normal Christians come here and buy these books too, not only preachers. Here at the Tennessee Bible Museum, we have rare and unusual things. This is an unusual one. This book belonged to John Newton, who wrote Amazing Grace. How can you get a better song than Amazing Grace? This book has his writing in it. This came from the family down through the ages. We bought it in London, England, and this is a rare book belonging to John Newton, Amazing Grace.
Hi, I'm Jonathon Wheatley. I've been working here and volunteering at the Tennessee Bible Museum for about on the 3rd year now. And I originally came from the UK many years ago, but I'm now associate pastor of a small Baptist church down in Etowah, Tennessee. So we'd be glad to have you at Grace Baptist Church. But if not, please come by the Tennessee Bible Museum. I typically work Tuesdays, Thursdays, but it's not about me, it's about the collection that we have here. We'd love for you to come and see. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the Masoretic Hebrew text. What we have here, what we're going to talk about is the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. Of course, Christians will typically refer to those as the Pentateuch, but in the Tanakh, it is the Torah. So specifically, I'd like to talk about the Masoretic Hebrew text. So the Masoretes were scribes that had the responsibility of copying the scriptures for about a 500-year period, and the Masoretic Hebrew text is the basic text of our Old Testament. So the Masoretes were very particular about how they did the work. For example, the skin that the text was written on had to be from a clean animal. It couldn't be from a goat skin or a pig skin. It had to be from vellum or veal, a calf. So you think of vellum, think of veal, think of the skin of the calf. And over on my left there, you will see the process of stretching the hide. And then the process would be to apply a lime solution that breaks down the fibers, the fur and that on both sides. And then you scrape that off. And you're left with this very tough membrane, and this is the skin upon which the text is actually going to be written. Now the Masoretes were very particular. For example, the page had to be lined, and you'll see up close there are phantom lines on the skin, both horizontally and vertically, so that the columns are uniform. Couldn't do it from memory. It had to be done from copying another scroll that was in front of the scribe at the whole time. That was a very important thing. Another thing was, whenever they saw they're going to write the name of God, they would go bathe, they would change clothes, and they would get a fresh quill, fresh ink, and then write the name of God. It's about attention to detail and reverence for the written name of God. So it's a very important point that the Masoretes kept in front of them the whole time. Another point was the characters could not touch each other. It was about being able to read distinctly, and so there was no ambiguity about any of the characters that were written in the text. Another point would be they had an allowance of only 2 up to 3 characters across 2 columns that could either touch or went out of the margin. And they paid very close attention to the margins. Of course, Hebrew is a right to left language. Think of it as the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, or east to west. That's the simplest way to remember that. So remember, they're starting at the top and working down this way. To ensure they justify to the margin, they will stretch some characters right up to the margin edge so that it is justified. We would use the term justified, or a block text. So it's very important that they did that. About the Masoretes is, whenever the chief scribe is checking the work, before it's sewn in, and you can see where it's sewn in here to here, before it's sewn in, he of course would check it against the copy that it was copied from, and he will count. And he will count each of the characters, because each of the Hebrew consonants have a numeric value. So Aleph is 1, Bet is 2, and so on, all the way up to 400. So the last check is counting all those consonants, and if the sum does not match the total from the copy that they just copied from, it would be discarded and would not be sewn in to the scroll. That's a very important point with the Masoretes. I'd like to talk a little bit about this particular Torah that we have here at the Tennessee Bible Museum. This Torah was done in 1890, and it was done by Jewish scribes in Czechoslovakia. Unfortunately, whenever Hitler expanded into the east to conquer and instill the Third Reich, he took over Romania, Czechoslovakia. And whenever he took over Czechoslovakia, this particular Torah, along with many other artifacts, was confiscated. It was a typical thing that Hitler did. He believed there was some intrinsic power into any religious items, icons, documents. So he kind of believed that if I have them, then I'm rendering my enemies powerless because I have their treasures, if you will. So they're religious items. So this was confiscated again around 1939, 1940. Well, when the Third Reich fell to the Russian communists on the Eastern Front, it was captured and liberated by the communists, the Russian communists. And they had it then in their possession, and they put a stamp, and you can see the stamp over here on this side of the scroll, and that stamp indicates the Communist Party based in Bucharest. And so they had it, along with many other Jewish artifacts that were then in turn restored to the Jews in Europe and in Romania specifically, and made its way into a museum that was set up on their behalf. A few years later, in the 50s or so, it was moved and sold to collectors in the United States. And we have had this particular Torah in our collection here at the Tennessee Museum for many years. So we appreciate it. It's one of those things that's not priceless, it's irreplaceable. You cannot get the same provenance on another document like this one.
Founded by passionate believers with a heart for preserving Christian heritage, the Tennessee Bible Museum has grown into a treasure trove of rare artifacts, powerful stories, and unforgettable exhibits. Here you'll find decades worth of Bible editions, ancient manuscripts, and the moving legacy of how the Word of God has been shared across the continents and generations. You've got to see it for yourself, folks. It is unbelievable. Perfect for church leaders, pastors, preachers, and anyone passionate about their Christian faith. You can explore classic and modern commentaries, books, and resources from a wide range of international missionaries, faith-based gifts, rare books, study books, and so much more, folks. Teachers and Bible lovers. You'll love to find a wide variety of commentaries, international missionary resources, rare study Bibles, and so much, much more. Tours begin promptly at 10:30, 12:30, 2, and 4 p.m. The Tennessee Bible Museum is located at 135 East Wares Valley Road, Pigeon Forge, right in front of Guy Fieri's Flavor Town restaurant and Scooby-Doo's Putt Putt Golf. It's a must-visit destination in the heart of Pigeon Forge. Thank you for joining us at Christian Truth Travelers.
We are journeying through history, faith, and the heart of America.
If you enjoyed this content, subscribe, like, and share. Safe travels. God bless.